welcome to another trading session at Genesis Capital. So it's going to be a little loud today, but we're going to start with our top-down analysis. First, let's go look at the calendar, Forex calendar. Today's the 5th. So on the 5th, we have news at 8 a.m. We already had ADP non-farm employment change. This came out higher than expected. And at 8 a.m. in 30 minutes, we have IS services, PMI, and then at 11, President Trump speaks. So we have to make sure that we're aware of those. So on the higher time frame, we're here. I believe this is the monthly, huh? This is a monthly equilibrium where we're at. So we should expect a lot of distribution here. Again, this is the daily, 4 hour, and then this is the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, we're having a push, but we're in a bearish leg. We're going into this bearish daily candle. So that's where we're getting these reactions. The point of control is overlapping with the monthly equilibrium. So might be able to see a test of the 512. So this is just kind of for our awareness. Now the price is really pushing, and we're getting the open right now. So we have one funded account, and the funded account I think is not the one that I'm on right now. So on the funded account, I'm only going to take setups on the 15 minutes, and on the non-funded account, I'll take some smaller scalps. I'll start with two contracts here. So this is support, is pushing a support on a previous bullish. I was going to take this long opening, but I was doing my market research, but there is a bullish pre-market sentiment here. Now we just have to wait. If it retraces a little bit more, I might put in an order. This is going into this 15-minute gap to potentially push down. Yeah, so I think we might wait just at least to wait for the first 5-minute candle to close. Let's just wait. And as we can see, this is turning bearish. This just basically got a bunch of orders. Let's see, it might push down to that 512 that we were talking about. So if this continues to push, I'm gonna take a short to that 500 level. It is just with two contracts. It's nothing crazy. My stop loss will be right above here. Um, let's see if it goes. And if we lose, we're not going to lose a lot. We have 20-point stop loss, which the candle didn't close. It's still creating that initial balance. So it could still come down for orders. There's this little order block here. So I think it could go to this lows here. It should have retraced back to this wick. It could still wick up. But if we get a closure below this 28, it should continue. So here I might just end up adding if this thing closes that way. It is struggling there, but if it does close bearish, and I'm seeing here that it's pushing, I might add, but there's buyers there. So we are at support. So I am shorting support essentially. My bet is that it wants to come down and get this wick here on this 1 hour, but it might not. It might push. Yep. So we're out there. All right. Not bad. So we're gonna wait for the next trade. It didn't completely push. This was a lower probability trade just because the initial balance is being set up. It was a bullish push. We're going against the trend. Now it could still continue to go down, but let's just wait for this 5 minutes to close. So here now it looks like it wants to push down. And it is coming now. It looks like it's that 20 area. We're gonna go back in just because it's showing us strength now. So it kind of took us out. It is gonna come kiss this low. We got out, so now we're up. Could have held it a little bit. My concern was just that it will wick up from here. So let's see. See if it continue. Might be the sweep. All right, so we're up $70. There was this gap here that got inverse on the 15, but I think it's gonna push a little bit higher as a retracement. So we're gonna wait for this to dust to settle here, maybe even for the 15 to close. My goal is to basically narrate what I'm seeing in price action, and just to provide a guide on how we're looking at the candle structure. So here, for example, if this 5 minute, okay, closes bullish, this could be a drop-based rally because we have bullish order flow here. Now the only thing is that we are coming in. This could be a retracement. So there's this down push, right? The retracement to discount and then a continuation to test the lows. And if the push is going to continue, it might continue from this area to the upside. Um, but that is kind of what we're looking at now is how low. I think it should go to at least the 80, which it almost did. So we have to wait. I think it is just much better to wait for the 15 closure, because here is undecided. The bulls are showing strength here. There's a lot of consolidation. We are at a monthly equilibrium, so that is something to keep in mind. So look at what's happening now, right? We didn't want to short this because that was happening. There was strength here. So this is just taking out the pre-market structure. Now we're going to see a push to the upside. Candle's going to close in 2 minutes. I want for this candle to close. The reason is because this bearish push on the first 5 minute candle could continue to push it down. So we need to wait to make sure that this strength is real and is not just getting orders to continue to dump to the to the downside. So we'll wait. So what we're doing is pivot levels, RSI, and candle structure. That's it. Well, and I look at the point of control too, in terms of the order flow and the volume. Forgot to mention that. So this is showing good signs. We got a closure here. We could take it to the upside. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change to my funded account probably to take this trade. So if it does close that way, here is gonna be the funded account. We're gonna try to take it to that 95 or at least to this 77. Yep, it is showing us good sign. We just need the closure in 1 minute. This closure is an engulfing candle, so it trapped the bears there. Yeah, it's gonna reach. I'm gonna trade to here. That's too much strength for it not to get there. Um, and if we get tagged, I'm fine with that. It is worth the risk. Um, so we are gonna risk a few $100 here just to start off. And we're gonna get a 10, 15, 17 point scalp with 6 micros. So we're getting there. High probability trade here now. Extremely high. I don't like that retracement there, but I do like the engulfing here. So let's see. It'll still show us some strength. Let's see. Remember, we have news at 8 o'clock. Okay, so if this turns bullish, I'm gonna add another 3. Yep. And we're gonna take them to these highs. We could take them essentially to the full highs, but I'm just not too confident on that move that it will push all the way up. It should, based on the candle structure of the 1 hour. Um, but it is struggling here. It's kind of settling in. We could have waited for the 15 to close, but let's see. It is still settling. So I think I'll take some, if it pushes below here, I'll take some risk and I'll leave the rest of the risk over here. We will lose a few $100 if this thing doesn't work out, which is still might not. So we'll take some over here. Let's see if it continues to push. I might add on if I see a push from the 60 to the 75. Um, yeah, doesn't want to hold, so we took three out, and I think I'm gonna fully get out. So we lost 500 on the funded account here. That trade just simply didn't work out. We got faked out. Now we gotta wait. We're waiting for the next setup. We're gonna wait for this 15 to close. Let's see if this 5 minute candle holds. Um, if it pushes and closes above this wick, it can continue to still go for those highs. If it doesn't, then it might continue to push lower. So just gotta wait. So now, being on a funded account, right? If you hit the 2,000 limit, then you're done. So I have to one either wait for that. Usually um, lower my size a little bit and be able to fight back and crawl back those 500, or if I get a really good setup, I could potentially scale in to try to get those 500 back, but it has to be a very good setup. Like if this engulf is here, then the thing is clear to the downside because it's engulfing the whole move. So um, how this 5 minute closes will tell us the next potential trade. So we just have to wait and see. So let's see, there's still 2 minutes left for this closure. Um, Now we do end up getting into a short. This could be the target, the 50% of this move, um, this whole area, but we'll see. Let's see how this candle closes. So had I been lighter on the trade, then I would have been able to put my stop loss over here, and I would have still been in the trade, right? I would have had 2, 3 micros there, and then added on. I thought it was going to be an impulse push, right? It didn't pan out that way, which is fine. Um, but now we're here. So let's see how this one closes. If the 15 ends up flipping bullish, the 15-minute candle, like it will be a really good sign that it will continue to push. So maybe it just came down for more orders. It's closing above um, this levels here. So we'll see. Still needs one more minute. We must remember that there's news at 8 a.m. All right. So we can't forget about that. Now this closed doji-ish, but it closed bearish. Kind of close below this, but not fully. This one is a tricky one to trade because if you go in here, it could potentially come down. Now the RSI is pushing pretty strong on both sides, but we might wait on this, man. That was good wick. If the long was, it should have been right at the open for a push, right? Bullish, pull back, push. Um, so I missed this impulse there. That would have been a good trade. But now me betting that it will reach this, that will be a little bit harder. Um, yeah, see some more strength like pushing through there. Then I could take it from the 60 to the. Here it is. I could go into the 1 minute, see if it's breaking structure here. So that is a 17 pointer with 5 contracts. I don't want to go heavier because um, I'm already down 500. So if my stop loss should be right here below these candles, and just for a reach right to these highs. So hopefully we get there. 8 point push. Up. Tag us there. Gonna be able to get some of it back. Okay, so we're down just about 300. And it looks like it's going to reach these highs. Should continue to push, so we should hold it. So now what I want to see is a strong closure. The 600 level, it's a good target here. We're down 200 on the funded account now. I want to wait for me to continue. I want to wait for this levels to close. This whole thing is really, really good sign. So potentially we might be looking at just as far as candle structure goes, a target of the 63 level. Okay, there's nothing really, no imbalances here. Um, so that's 63 here, but we need a strong closure above this swing high, at least on the 5, which it looks like we're going to get. Um, and I might just start adding on with this because it might just continue to push. Yep, pushing strong. Now remember, we have news at 8. Okay, so we could take the last 10, one more candle after this one closes. I think it should reach that 60 level or potentially a little lower. Okay, but this could also be a fake out, so we'll see. See how it works out. Should have waited for the 5 to close. I might get out might get out of the trade, but I see a lot of strength. So if it comes down a little bit more, I might add. Um, so we're seeing here strength going up. RSI is going good. Let me look at the levels. There's that level as 57. So yeah, so putting this at 54, and this level is a monthly level. The open was a 47, so we're good. I think I'll add on here. I think we should push. Should see at least that 50 reach. I'll put it at the 50. Um, it is kind of losing strength here. It's kind of getting stuck. Now that's a good closure. Now I should have waited to go in there, but if it retraces, I still have conviction on this trade. Um, so if it does come back, I'm fine with that. Adding on to it just based on the movement and the higher time frames that it should reach this 50 at least. It could continue to go higher than that, but for me, I think just reaching that 50 will be enough. Um, and then um, we'll wait for the news to come out. Now there's only 10 minutes for the news, so I have to make a decision if I let it ride, thinking that it will reach there, or if I get out. So right now we're back into profits pretty much on the funded account, but I have to make a decision whether I continue to let this ride. So I could have taken some of it there. All right, we're good. We're good. It's pushing. Uh, the only issue I have right now is the news. So that's the only issue I have right now. That, and then if it starts to pull back, it could pull back fast based on that insight. So I might just take some of it off here. Yeah. So now we're back up on the funded account, $92. And I might just take a stab at it here to the 50s, but with less size. Um, and this is just to make sure, because on the funded accounts, when any prop firms that you work in, the trailing drawdown is a problem. So if I was gonna lay that trade around, I took the 9 contracts and then I just reopened a new trade on a small little baby pullback. And we'll have the stop loss here. Now, what it could do is it could, um, the next candle opens, it could come down and then it could push. So we're against the time right now because in 8 minutes there's news. I want to be out before the news. So I'm hoping that it reaches that 50 level, which is a little below. That's kind of already tapping these lows here. So we could see a strong pullback there. So I'm gonna go to 48. Um, and then also usually on the last candle of every hour, you usually see wicks, right? So the last 5 minutes, if there's a candle that's pushing really strong, you might see a pullback to create those wicks. And that's not me saying I know. I just look at all the candles in the 1 hour and how they close. So I might just take my profits here, and then it could continue to run. That's fine. I'm at peace with that. So we're up 140 on the funded account, and on the other account we're up 73. So I might take some risk on this one. Oh shit! I was supposed to go in with just with less size. Remember the level was 67, so it's pushing, and we're out. Um, so we're 143 and one, and then one something on the other. So we're good right now. So this is a great 1 hour closure. Um, and it might want to take this gap on the 700. So it could still push up another 40 points. But we have news in 6 minutes. So I'll wait for this candle to close. If I see a retracement here, might take another low stab at it. But like I said, um, this was support. It's now turning into resistance. But it should wake up to that 80 something. But I'll come in probably with two contracts at a time. Um, we're past the monthly equilibrium there. I mean the monthly level. Now those monthly levels could be tricky, but this two back-to-back candles like that is telling me there's strength. But look at that pullback. So this, um, and I'm going this here. Okay, so meaning if it pulls back, I'm playing with the strength here. It'll pull back and push, and I could get out. Um, and I was looking at that 87 level as a target, which is the highs of this hour. Then the first part of that imbalance. Don't know if it's gonna get here on this candle, but it should try. This should turn bullish. There's so much strength on the RSI still left, um, but it should at least try to turn bullish. I don't know if it'll close bullish, but there it is. And we're about to be 200 up on this one. The hard part when trading funded accounts is when I should have gotten out. Like, eh, let's just go to the 80 level. Let's see if we reach that 80 level. Because remember, we're 4 minutes away from news, so I might take a L on this one. Um, like I said, the last 5 minute candle. What do we say about that when it comes down to the wicks at the top, right? That a lot of times it'll close um, with those wicks. So we'll stop right now. Now this long could go to the A44, okay, to this area here, or the A20. That is the most likely one. There is the equilibrium at 731, so it's 50 points to the upside as well. And then the yesterday point of control is a 766, so I think it's trying to reach those levels. So um, going to be very aware of how this candle closes. Because as much bullish push this had, usually that it closes like that, the next one is gonna likely come down and then push up. So we're counting on a pushback. And then also like a lot of people trade, and I used to trade fair value gaps, pretty much imbalances. So these two imbalances is showing a lot of strength. Now I might try to trade it from here to the upside. But usually when there's two gaps, a lot of times it comes down to the second one. It takes longs here, stop loss, and then it pushes. So the news is one of the reasons. So look at that, how it's closing. The candle is about to close. People start to get out, and then it gives us a wick. Not that it will close that way, but does a normal behavior. So it's creating back-to-back price imbalances on the 5 minute, a strong 15-minute candle. It looks like it's going to push. So news are coming in 2 minutes. So we should see this. So I might average into the trade depending on how I see it. Now, um, the 700, reaching the 700 is almost a given that is going to go look for those numbers. But I just don't know how deep this pullback is going to be once that candle close. It might just push up all the way to this 850 level. So um, this is where I'm looking for price to reach. So now this is a channel, right, that's been created here. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm going long now. Now this is the this is the news candle. It opened up. I should have waited a little bit. I should have put the orders here. But oh well. So we're adding on. It comes down to this level. And the reason to add on is sometimes it's to average in my entry. So my entry was premeditated, it was too high. Um, it's the way that it went down and pushed down. I'm expecting a strong push to the upside, at least to the 700s, but then possibly another strong 15-minute candle. So it leaves this 50 level. So if I start seeing strength, I might add on. Um, but yeah, I should have been a little more patient on this trade. Now this is not with the funded account. I changed to the evaluation account, just to take this trade a little bit more aggressive to try to catch a good move. Just based on how strong this candle closed, how it closed above the resistance, right? So I am betting that this candle, this hourly candle, if price retraces, that it'll push back, right? So that's the bet that, and I'm scaling in now. I am $100 drawdown now, and if it comes down to here, I'll be 200. So adding on, this could give me to the 300-400 area. So it is dangerous, um, because I could get in a hole in this account. But um, I like the how the RSI is doing an M over here. Let's see how the RSI on the hourly, it is also a little bit high, so it should breathe. What I like here is that this RSI is pushing down very hard, but price is not much. So meaning it came down half the RSI from this push, but the price is hanging here, is holding. So that's a good sign. Whenever you get a divergence between how prices move and RSI, somebody's lying. One of the two are lying. So let's see. I definitely should have waited. I should have looked at the 1 minute candle structure to see where it's a trade. Um, here, Let's see if this closes strong this 1 minute. Take a push to the upside. Because even if price collapses, it'll come down, it'll push and then push down. So we need to see that M there. All right. So we're in profit. Let's see if we get a good closure here. Yep. Come on, push up higher. Yep. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Uh, oh, sellers are stepping in there. All right. If this candle doesn't hold, we're gonna bleed, especially because I added an extra. We're almost at a mini here. On a 1 minute candle confirmation. That's wild. So it could still dip lower. All right. So if it does dip lower, I want for this to get me out here. I don't want to add. Um, yeah, let's see if that holds. That was a good push, but don't know if this is gonna hold. So my initial add here, it engulfed, so it will, we're gonna go look to go lower, potentially. So we're down 250 here. All right. Yes. 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 Okay, so we got 300 on that. Going to switch to my other account. Get a good closure here. To get a strong push. But at least to this gap here on the 705, 706. It's back on the funded account. We're switching between the two. That was a strong closure. Come on, give me that to the 705. At least. Yep. Yep. Come on, come on, come on, push. There's an imbalance there that could push price lower. Yes. So we are at 344 on the funded account. We said it was going to reach the 50 level. This price keeps pushing. Um, so here we're 344. Okay. Here I'm gonna add a small size trade because this could reverse. Like if this gap inverses, this was a fake out and a push down because it's doing it on an hourly gap after pushing into liquidity. So we have to be careful here. Um, and I think I should have taken this not on my funded account, which I just did. Uh, so yeah, this is definitely not what I intended to do. And let's see here. Oop, good thing that I put not a lot of size in it. I'm out. Okay, so I lost a bunch here on the funded account just because I didn't wait and I wasn't disciplined. It's all good. It should push at least to the high. See, you could take here. I thought I was on the other account, but we're fine here. And the thing is, after you get a strong candle like this, usually the next candle is a doji. So this price could distribute here, or it could push down heavily to that 600. So I like this. I like this small little candle here. That means that the momentum to the downside slow down. So I like how this candle closed. Um, oh, again, on my funded account, but it's fine. Did a higher low. Let's see. We could potentially add if it starts to push really hard to the upside. Get a good 15, 20 points. Oh, on push to get at least to this night level. See, oh, he's here. Get a push there. Oh, this is the 1 minute. I thought it was on the 5. Oh man. Whoa, whoa. I messed up here. For whatever reason, I thought I was on the 5 minute. Uh, oh shit. That was on the 5. All right, man. Gotta lock in now. Can't be making these kind of mistakes. Yeah, it just didn't make sense. I'm like, huh? Why are these candles closing so fast? Uh, let's see. We should still get a push to that 92 level, but I'm not adding on. It is really likely for price to try to test these. So prior for a push to the higher levels. Um, yeah, I'm just not liking how heavy I am in this. So going from being up $300-400 on those accounts to now being basically up a little bit. Yeah, now this price wants to push. I am definitely playing it too tight. I might just get out here. So that was I also have to be aware that there is a swing, meaning like yeah, I'm out. Meaning that even though I am down 240 on the funded account now, I was up three something. So I am 700. So if I lose another 1300, then I could potentially blow the account. Right. So that is something to understand. Um, so now here it didn't reach these lows, but if I get a strong candle push here, respecting this, I need a signal bar here. Wait. Mm, I need to get a 1 minute engulfing at least. Some sort of strength here. As continuing down. So win or lose, these videos are going up. I think they're great teaching for myself, great teaching for other people. And yeah, There is strength here. It's kind of holding. This is a 1 minute support. There could be a 30-point push here. There's wicking, 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 wicking. It's holding. So might take another stab if I see this push and bullish. It's already been oversold. And the previous hour closed bullish, but I need to really see strength to the upside, which I'm not seeing here. So it might extend to the 600 area, and then we could potentially look for a long there. I don't want to short here to this area, um, just basically because the bulls control everything, even though we are a resistance here, and it could be a trade to take. I just want to bet against this move here to the upside. So I much rather wait for it to come down and push like here. Let's say is getting this liquidity here. Um, if this candle engulfs this, that is a good sign for me to take a long to this 690 area. But we're still waiting. Still hasn't happened. Let's see how the 5 close. The 5 engulf. I'll take a short here actually to here. Yeah, I need to. Okay, I was again on my funded account. But did a lower low, but it's tapped the gap. I'm gonna get punished here. Tap the gap. Yeah. Let me see the 1 minute here. Let me get a closure above here. So that is the issue. For example, now I just over traded by being on the smaller time frame on the 1 minute as opposed to on the 5, and that is something that happens a lot. At least it happens to me that I'll end up taking more trades than what I should, and like here I'm taking long on a 1 minute signal bar after it reached that level, and even though it did push 6 7 points, right? It might not reach our target and it might continue to the downside. So yeah, either way, we'll be fine. Let's see, let's see. And but now we're down 800, but it's not just 800, it's plus the 400. So we don't have a lot of room right now to mess up on this. So we need a good 5 minute to align with the 15. So yeah, after being up 400, I should have moved to the other account. That definitely waited for a better setup on the bigger, not bigger, but like 5 minute, 15 minute time frame. And I got out of that long, and now it's working. Right, this game with me. Um, Now it's pushing. Happens. We'll see. The price action here is starting to get all messy. To reach this gap, and then levels right now. Uh, Definitely push the point of control is higher. The equilibrium, this equilibrium is of the day, so it looks like it wants to go look for it, but we just need to time our entry. Um, be just a pullback for continue push to the downside. got on that. Now, if this five and golf, one and golf is this whole push, then we'll take a short to that 600 level and we'll hold it. This is a sign for retracement. Didn't fully close. There's a lot of distribution right now. There's a lot of bullshit. Um, yeah, let's wait. Man, I can't get a trade right now. I stopped looking at that 1 minute. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but a lot of times for me is I end up getting on the 1 minute and I end up over trading. Like usually I'll take or I'm trying to keep the trades, the scalping eight to nine moves. Um, and then I'm usually done. Like for example, on the other account that I had. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. Let's just wait. We gotta wait and be patient right now. Look at this short now going. And that is from watching the smaller time frame. Then basically what that does is it keeps you away from holding those trades. That's what happened to me there is like, hey, I saw a 1 minute candle close in a certain direction and I just closed it. Then here again, I look at so for example, I have to be careful because I think I'm already in 1,500 trailing drawdown on a founded account. So yeah, yeah, I might just take a loss here because if it pushes to the upside to the open, um, yeah, yeah, and I need to wait for follow my system. So I'm closing that, knowing that it is likely to push to this downside, but we're looking for that push for that long, so I need to wait. So, the part of me doing these sessions and recording the sessions, it is I know that a lot of people are going through the same thing where they end up over trading, not following their system, um, and it is just patience. The patience. I was up, now we're down. Um, then start sizing up, start doing things that are definitely not in the system, in the model that we're trying to trade. Now here, look, I got out. Good thing I got out because if not, this would have punished, right? So now my signal is always on the 5 minute. So if it's a 1 hour, five, and the 15 align, now I'm taking my trades here because it is giving me that, right? Like this should have been the trade for me to take um, and wait, right? And even here, I should have waited for the closure here, but it is because the reason to wait for the closure is just simply because of the drawdown, right? You have to be aware of the trailing drawdown. So let's say here I'm getting out, I'll put five more, um, just in case it pulls back, okay? Which it could. I don't have a big trailing drawdown. If it closes like this, I'll continue to add and we'll take it to that upside and hopefully we get some of those losses back here. So there's 2 minutes until this closure. Okay. Um, and especially if it closes above this 15-minute high, right? So we made back quite a bit um, on this push, but we need this to close. Um, Going to that 50 to the 750 if I remember correctly. So this is great. Strong candle engulfing. It hasn't closed over that 15. It looks like it wants to. Um, yes. So here is where we need to add and have conviction to trust our system. I'm waiting for the closure because I don't want to add prior to the closure and prior to me seeing it push. Um, it engulfs this whole movement, closes above this 15 open. Um, yeah, I want to see the retracement. I want to see the push to the upside. Okay, I don't want to add if it doesn't hold. Okay, so having here, see. Now, a lot of these, like this, like if it wicks down, I want to be out here, okay, on a lot of the risk. Um, just that way I don't drag it, because if it wicks, like I'll probably blow the account. So now I'm here, counting on a push. It doesn't happen. I'm out of most of my contracts here, right? Boom. So I'm out, um, and it is what it is, right? But that's the issue is that we're adding too much and then the move will happen. It'll come with you, and then the move that you were waiting for is going to happen. So I need to see a clear path here. Boom, we're going to add. We're going heavy now. We're going heavy. This should push, and I might get tagged out just on the trailing drawdown. If we don't, we're going to make some good amount of money back here. Um, we could let this run, some of it run, not all of it, but some of it. Probably take half of these highs. Um, Had we waited, right, for this price action and bet it strong here, we will be up 2 grand, um, as opposed to what's happening now, where we're still down a few $100 from the initial balance. So it is, I lost all the profits here in this chop, as opposed to waiting for a retracement to the discount area, waiting for an engulfing candle to the upside, and then trading accordingly, right? So that is something that. So now here, definitely, I might just close and then re-enter on the closure of this 5 minute. We took half of the size here. This is a free trade. Um, they continue to push these 50s, as we said before. There's a good target level now. The higher ones are all the way out here. Um, but yeah, it's a learning lesson. We'll be up a few grand as opposed to battling back, you know. Um, and even here, I might just take off these profits just because it could be a quick, right as I said that, right as I said that, price pulls back. I'm gonna get out. Okay. So I should have taken out, wait for the closure, and then the pullback, or just put the stop loss over here. All right. So this has definitely tested my patience. We left a lot of money on the table there. Um, we'll see. 15 close bullish. We're going to take another stab here. Does it engulf it? Now it is engulfing at resistance, but I mean, can go push up. If I see a push, I'll add heavy. Come on, but reach these highs. Oof, 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 oof. I think I went too heavy here. Yeah, it was not smart. And I'm gonna lose the account right now, any minute. If it pulls back, we're gonna blow this funded account. I think I'll get out here. Definitely get this out here. It pulls back down to this area, which is good. I don't want no part of this just because I added too much size. That's been one of my biggest issues. Is not reading price action. I think I've done a well enough job reading it. The main issue has been not sizing too much on the drawdown. I've gotten like liquidated so many times where the move happens and I get liquidated before that. So even here, like this is pushing down. And now that 15 closed engulfing, so it should push to the upside. There is strength on the RSI, but it is on the oversold side. So I should probably take some profits here. Um, I didn't take profits. It might come down and take me out, which is fine. I want to be my full position out. Probably take some over here. Closer. I want to take risk off. I'm gonna go take some of when I break even here. It whips down. Take some profit on some of these, just a little bit. Um, so I took some of it off. Now I just let 5 micros run. Because say, well, I should have let everything run. I was just too heavy on it. Definitely didn't want to. Let's go back to our levels. So we'll get out 733. Those are balance 733. So I'll get out at 32. If I get a strong closure here on the 5, I might add on, might not, depending on how I see the next candle. But it is already starting to show me some weakness. We're oversold. There's sellers here. They're pushing price down. Is not doesn't want to reach the equilibrium. Um, see, uh, it might get out here with a little bit of profit if it pushes above it. So it could breathe more before going up. Um, that is my only concern on the bigger pullback to that equilibrium level. But um, this is pushing good. Seems like shorts are getting absorbed here. If it actually, I'll just say that it'll go to these highs. 20 level. So now, like I said, now I've been scalping way too closely instead of letting the plays out because I got a mini basically pretty much here with 10 micros. Um, and I'm coming from a lot of drawdown. Um, but I do have conviction that it wants to push to these highs. Um, but now it's not looking like that. So if it turns bearish or tries to close bearish, oof, nah, it's gonna go. Come on, come on, go to these highs, baby. Go to these highs. Now my last entry, like if it comes down to here, I'm out. Been fighting, battling back. It doesn't want to push. Fuck. Uh, Wick, we're out. Fully out. Fully out. All right, so could have gotten back. Got too heavy. Wait here. See what this does. I still have the conviction that it's gonna go look for that equilibrium, but um, they getting too heavy where I have to place my stop loss too close. And that is essentially what's hurting this trade. Because the bears are trying to push, but they're having no success. Even though the RSI pushed down, the price is not coming down that much. This candle's about to close. So I mean, there's still a 20 some point to the upside. But we'll see. Gotta wait. Look at the next scenario. We are above the resistance, so that that resistance here was support, so it held. So it's still I'm still bullish on that since at least to this area, and then from there it could push to the downside. But um, yeah, we'll see. Should have gone out, man. But no, should have, would have. There you go. There you go. Push to that 20. Push to that 27. I'm out of 27. Could push up there. Boom. Just see a quick explosion there, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that one. We're just gonna let it be whatever it is, it is. But I think it is gonna push. There's gonna be an explosion because it's been shorts there, and they're getting absorbed. Now, just like that, we're up 274. I'm gonna finish my day right now. So again, this is Genesis Capital. Um, we ended up over trading. 57 trades is ridiculous, really bad on my funded account, but we ended up positive. We didn't blow it, which we're lucky. On the other account, which is a new evaluation account, we're up 440. So it was a rough trading day. A lot of lessons learning. I would love to hear feedback. Again, I'm trading with the purpose of continuing to automate our strategies. We come from the tech world. I fell in love with trading through a friend, and we're simply just looking at ways to understand the market, to understand how it moves, and uh, to automate this trading systems through mathematical models, volume, and adding AI sprinkle there. I've shared the AI model. We still haven't launched it to the public, but all these things that I'm learning, we're adding it on there. We have some profitable models. One of our partners at the trading company, he's been profitable for 2 years, over 50% return. Well, the last 2 years, he's averaged over 50% return per year. So we're using a lot of his insights, some of my insights, to add them onto here. So I appreciate everybody that's watching. Any feedback, good, bad, talk shit, whatever. I don't care. That's the point is just to share it. There's a lot of people that probably um, need to see this, need to hear it. And win or lose, you just got to take it, right? Come from play basketball for all my life, play college basketball, and I mean, shoot or shoot. You're gonna miss shots, but you got to get back into shooting. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. It's Genesis Capital. This is our company, and I'll be recording one of these videos every time I trade, win or lose. You guys are gonna see it. We blow accounts. We don't blow accounts. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep putting it out there. If it helps somebody, great. If it doesn't help somebody, it's not for you. So thank you guys for watching, and we hope to add value through these videos.